He does both of them? Hold on. Can he kill the snake? And the god? Perfect. I love it. What's up, guys? We're back today with Storyteller, where we have to tell stories to continue telling more stories. And today we're going to pick up with...
Genesis.
Yeah, that. So let's get started.
Eve rejects apple.
Eve rejects apple. So we got... Oh, sorry, I need... Rejects apple. Maybe... There we go. So Adam eats the apple. He gets angry that he ate the apple, so he strikes him with lightning, so Eve then turns it down. Got it.
God is happy at everyone.
Okay, so maybe Adam eats the apple. He then smites Adam. Then the snake. Yeah, that one again. And then Adam gets revived. He then turns down the apple because he just got struck by lightning. But then he's happy because no one ate the apple. But technically, Adam still ate the apple. I don't know, it works.
Adam watches his love die.
Okay, so Adam and Eve are in love. Then Eve gets tempted by the apple. Then the Almighty strikes down Eve. Oh, because of him. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so Adam eats the apple. He falls in love with Eve. He then gives Eve an apple. God kills Adam. Adam gets revived. And then he watches as God kills Eve because Adam gave her the apple. That makes sense.
Friedrich takes revenge.
What are we taking revenge on? So I'm going to assume Eve and Frederick need to fall in love. And maybe the snake gives her the apple. Then God kills Eve. And then Frederick gets a gun. Hold on, can I have it to where he does both of them? Hold on. Can he kill the snake? And the god? Perfect. I love it.
Cyclic, mutually toxic love affair.
Alright, so now we're into the chapter The King. So we have a toxic love affair, huh? Okay, so they're in love. And they get into a fight. Then they both have amnesia. And they're in love again. And then they have another fight. Okay, so it's just round and round and round and round it goes.
Double execution.
So the queen catches the king having an affair with the maid. So the queen executes the maid, and then the king. Oh, where the king takes revenge. Okay, so we just throw the king here, and then we throw him there, so... Oh, the queen sees him. So the queen executes the maid. So then the king executes the queen.
3 heads roll.
3 heads roll. Okay, so what if this dude kidnaps the queen, right? And then the king saves her, tells him that it was this dude. So the king then executes this guy. And while the king is executing this guy... No, that doesn't work. Okay, so if I did this correctly, the Baron kidnaps the queen. The knight rescues her, so then the queen turns around and executes the Baron. Then the king catches the knight and the queen having an affair. He then beheads or executes the knight, and then he will execute the queen. There we go.
Rags to royalty.
Rags to royalty. Oh, so what if... So what if the queen catches the king having an affair? She then kidnaps the maid. And then the king finds the maid in prison. She tells him the queen did it. The king then executes the queen. And then they have a wedding. Cool. There technically was another one we could have put in there, but that works.
Baron rules alone.
All right, so the Baron rules alone. So what I'm thinking is the Baron executes the king, right? He then marries the queen? No? Okay, so what I'm getting out of this one is the Baron kills the queen. The king remarries the maid. Then the Baron kills the king. Then the Baron marries the maid. And then the Baron kills the maid. Boom, we did it.
Bernard drinks poison.
Huh. Okay. Is that all I need? Is just Bernard drinks the poison? No, okay, so that's gonna be the ending. Maybe Bernard and Juliet are in the forest, they're in love. And the moon changes. And Bernard turns into a werewolf. And then they meet in the forest again, where she then he attacks Juliet. And then he turns back, not knowing what happened. And then he sees that he killed Juliet. So then he kills himself. Perfect.
Pet comes back to life to enact revenge.
And this one took me a hot minute to figure out. So, Bernard and Isabel are in love. And then the dog comes in, and Bernard falls in love with this dog. And she watches them, still in love. Then she kicks the dog off the cliff. Dog gets revived. And then the dog scares Isabel to jump off of the cliff. I think that is what I needed. Just for some weird reason, that took me a minute.
Queen gets Baron arrested.
Okay, so the queen gets the Baron arrested. So the Baron puts on a costume. I'm going to assume scares the queen. Queen then calls in Holmes about a monster. So, Baron puts on the costume. Baron goes to squeezes, scares the queen. The queen then calls in Holmes. Baron takes off the costume because he doesn't need to be a monster anymore. Then Holmes finds the costume and then arrests the Baron after finding ID prints on there. Perfect.
Cured of vampirism.
Okay, so we have Mina visiting the professor. Everything's normal. She then goes out at night. She gets bitten by a vampire. She then goes to visit the professor again, and the professor finds out she's a vampire. So the professor gives a steak to Jean. Jean goes and kills the vampire, and then that turns Mina back into a normal person. Good.
Monster is slain.
Monster is slain. So... Darn it, I really wanted him to kill him as a werewolf, but apparently he doesn't do anything, and I don't have enough room for that. So, we'll have to have this one go like this. So, the Baron puts on a disguise. He scares the professor. Then, the professor gives Baron a gun. Or Baron gives Bernard a gun. And then Bernard goes and kills the monster, which is, in fact, the Baron. Can I have it to where he takes the disguise off? Okay. No. Oh, but we can go back to... Boom. He did the deed. Did the deed. Oh, I also need to get the werewolf dies. Okay. So for the werewolf one, there's a few extra steps that you have to take. So first, Bernard has to turn into the werewolf. The Baron has to put on his disguise. They have to run into each other in the woods. Then the Baron takes his disguise off and goes and tells the professor about a werewolf. So then the professor gives him a gun, and then he goes back out into the woods and kills the werewolf. Oh my goodness. But you know what, guys? I think we're going to call it there for today, and we'll come back next time with drama. But if you like this video, make sure you leave a like on it. If you're not a subscriber and you like watching my stuff, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below this video and ring the bell icon so you know when I upload more stuff. But until next time, guys, please, views.